Hi everyone, welcome to Border Tanks with stewiejp. I'm Stewie, you're not, and either are any of these blokes. There's a few celebrities in this game. This is my old mate, the Flying Elite from Pyro Clan. The Flying Elite in the PzKpfz VII. Now, if that's not the correct name, can somebody please tell me? Because I'm always a little bit unsure about what to call this tank, the PzKpfz VII. This is a relatively new tier 10, it would be the newest tier 10 German heavy tank. It's got the massive dirt gun, 128mm, 560 damage, 315 penetration. That's APCR rounds, and that's pretty much all the Flying Elite's got loaded. Standard rounds at 258. Is not on a mission. He's platooning up with his old mate, Runaway Brave Sir Robin, also from Pyro Clan, and he is in the VK7201K, which is one of the Clan Wars reward tanks, which is up for grabs in the upcoming Operation Gambit on the Australian and Asian server. And for more information on that, check out my video just from the other day featuring the Object 907, another one. And Skims AU, also from Pyro, in the Rheinmetall PzKpfz. That's the new tier 10 German light tank, another tank I'm looking forward to getting myself. I've still got a fair way to go, but I reckon I'll get there pretty quickly. It's a pretty sexy looking light tank. Anyway, they're on fjords. One enemy tank's already gone down, which is the T100 light tank. And Runaway Brave Sir Robin and Flying Elite from Pyro, both going down there with their very similar tanks. Now, these tanks are both quite similar. The VK, of course, is the Clan Wars reward tank, and the PzKpfz VII is the one that you can grind out yourself, whether you play Clan Wars or not. See, he's got pretty good frontal armour. He's already bounced a shot from the enemy PzKpfz VII. Now, the VK, it looks like the VK's gun is a little bit more derpy, and of course the one that the Flying Elite's driving is 560, and you saw Runaway Brave Sir Robin put about 700 or 800 damage into one of those tanks. Maybe there's two options. Maybe I should have researched that before I started this. But anyway, today's video will be an extravaganza of tier 10 heavy tanks. There's going to be 4 replays in today's video. Unfortunately, Flying Elite bounced that shot into the enemy German heavy, and of course that goes to show what kind of armour it's got. Probably a pretty good tank for blocking damage for those missions, the personal missions, and for dealing damage as well. And, there you go, 519 into the enemy PzKpfz VII. Again, please tell me if I'm calling it the wrong thing. It wouldn't be the first time. 4-3's the score. Skibbs, you can see on the minimap, is running around in the middle, doing light tank stuff in the middle of fjords with the Batchat, the E50M. They're looking at vision on that Object 140, and they're probably hoping to get rid of him before he runs away. I don't think they're going to. It looks like he's running away as quick as his little wheels can carry him. Flying Elite puts another shot into the IS-7, heavily armoured Russian tier 10 heavy tank, and of course Runaway Brave Sir Robin just put some damage into the T110E4, the American tank destroyer, which you can often play that one like a heavy as well. 4-3 the score, 2,773 damage for the Flying Elite. And they're focusing on this IS-7 now. That looks like they both put a shot into the Russian heavy tank, takes him down to 390 hit points. You can also see the Flying Elite is running chocolate here, and that will give an extra 10% to all crew skills and perks. Now, I often talk about this, and it's something that you see good players do a fair bit. Just helps their rate of fire, helps their damage per minute, and of course the reload, the aim time, all that kind of stuff. The Flying Elite sitting out in front, ready to try and block a shot from the IS-7, because Runaway Brave Sir Robin down to 1,400 hit points, and the Flying Elite's been bouncing shots like there's no tomorrow. 1310 bounced, a little bit of assisted damage there as the Object 430 goes down on the other side of the map. Flying Elite looking at the E100, who doesn't really look like he wants to come out and play. Runaway Brave Sir Robin getting pushed on by the IS-7 now. So is the Flying Elite. Flying Elite looks like he's clearly looking towards the E100. The Runaway Brave Sir Robin says, hold my beer, I've got this. I'll get rid of this big Russian. That brings the score up to 10-7. Flying Elite blocks 750 damage from the E100. He knows he's going to beat him on the reload. Of course, the E100 has got a pretty good reload. Looks like he's angling reasonably well. Will the Flying Elite be able to put a shot into him? Looks like Robin just did for 355. Bounces their big German heavy. The E100 was my first German tier 10 heavy tank, and it's definitely a fun tank to play, especially if you like that big derpy gun. That player seems to look like he knows what he's doing. He's got looks like he's got 1 mark of excellence on the gun barrel. Nothing wrong with that. Runaway Braves Robin goes down to the Strixwagen 103. B, that's a tier 10 Swedish, and look, I could guarantee he's down here on this peninsula as Flying Elite says, yo beauty, no, I missed the shot on the light tank. That would have been a guaranteed penetration, you would imagine. He spotted the artillery dangerously close to water, so Flying Elite thinking, well, this haven't got a kill yet, have now, gets rid of the big T92 HMC American artillery piece, keeping this dead tank here. Skims goes down to the 140. That must have been up here somewhere, up in the northeast. I don't think I got that one. Fires clutch and lands the shot for 544 into the light tank. Now that light tank will be thinking, well, it's just about all over now. Team are down 14-8, just one remaining tank left. I would find it hard. Well, Flying Elite might get another shot into this Object 140 because the Batchat just went down to him. But you'd imagine that 140 might run away to the north, or maybe he's trying to hang around to get the kill on that E50M. But when he sees a near full health PzKpfz VII, he's certainly going to have some thoughts about what he should do. You can see the E50M just went down to 158 hit points. The Object 140 might pick himself up a fourth kill. He does, gets rid of the E50M. Flying Elite on 6,500 damage, 3,200 block, 2,500 assisted. Yeah, I reckon he'd be fancying himself for an ace here, especially as he picks up his second kill, gets rid of the Object 140, confirms the win, and says, hold my beer, I've got this. It's an ace tanker mastery badge in the PzKpfz VII on fjords from the Flying Elite. It's also a string of other medals as I get the next replay ready. It's also the Bruiser medal for doing some internal modular damage, shellproof for all that block damage, fire for effect, and the high caliber. The second page shows 7,054 hit points of damage, 2 kills, 1253 base experience, more than double what almost anybody else did on that team, apart from the Batchat. The Batchat did 36, but nobody came anywhere near the Flying Elite score of 7,054 hit points. Brave Sir Robin doing nearly 3, and look, this guy in the little derp British TD didn't have a bad one, 5.5. But let's see the last page. He did make credits there, even though he was running full APCR. 18 shots fired, 17 hit. They all went through. He only made 900, but it's better than losing. You do see often when people run full gold ammunition, and of course he had the chocolate too, which cost him 20,000 credits. You often see people lose 10, 20, 30, even up to 100,000 credits on an ace like this, but good to see the Flying Elite having a pearl up in the PzKpfz VII. Might have been a bit of gold spam, but it was certainly a well-deserved ace in the new-ish German heavy tank. Let's move on to the second replay. There's going to be 4 replays in today's video, all featuring tier 10 heavy tanks. This is my old mate Struth going by his ping. No, I reckon he might be still playing on Asia with a ping of over 100. But anyway, he's in the Super Conqueror. Now, it tells me he absolutely loves this tank. It's not the first time I've featured Struth from 1AR clan, the mighty commander in the Super Conqueror. The Super Conqueror came out last patch. It replaced the FV215B as a researchable tank in the British heavy garage, and it's proving to be very, very popular. Of course, early days, whenever a new tier 10 comes out, whenever you load into a tier 10 game, you generally see a lot of the new tanks. I remember when the Grill 15 first came out, it was not unusual to see 6 or 7 grills on each team, and that's when I was lucky enough to complete some of my spotting missions for my light tanks. I went in with my lights and got I think that's when I got the T55A. But anyway, Struth is on Fisherman's Bay. He's got APCR loaded, 400 damage, 326 penetration. That's premium ammunition, 259 with standard rounds. He's also got a few HG rounds up his sleeve should he need them. The Hesh rounds, 515 damage for 120 penetrations. That's not something I've really noticed. That could be something that might be handy. 120 pen isn't too bad for a high explosive round. Now when you're coming up against your Grill 15s, your artilleries, not many lightly armoured tanks on the enemy team though in this one, apart from the light tanks, the T49 and the M4190 Grand Final tank, the girlfriend tank. 0 walls to score. Struth not stuffing around here. It's going straight down to the southwestern corner. A lot of enemy tanks have been spotted there. The M4190, the IS3, the E50. Now, Struth's 6th sense didn't go off then. I find it hard to believe he was spotted all that time. There it goes as he shoots towards the IS3. Not the most accurate shooting there, but his crew was stunned, and of course that does affect your your aim time as well as everything else. Fires clutch again towards the IS-3. Doesn't land the shot, but he's just getting ready here. And this is a good thing what the Super Conqueror is very, very good for. The turret is absolutely fantastic as far as armor goes. Now he loses his driver there, as well as being stunned. He's just pulling back, fixes his driver, which also unstuns his crew, if you like. You have a look around here. This area here, it's very, very hard to penetrate. You might get the cupola at the back, which is a fair way at the back though, but working off ridge lines like Struth's doing right now is exactly the right way to play this tank. You can bounce shots all day long. Obviously artillery will still be painful, and that's what's just happened, but in Struth's case it's only the little tier 8, the FE207, tier 8 British artillery piece. It's not going to get him for much. Like, it was 200 that time. The previous time I think it was about 80, and he's just kicking back here quite comfortably, blocking the T-34. Misses a shot on the T-10, oh, the 110 I should say. That's the tier 8 Chinese heavy tank. Now that shot is, oh gee, I would have been surprised that one didn't go through. Bounces the T-34, the return shot. That T-10, that 110, the Chinese tier 8, firing high explosive. Clearly thinks the high explosive is the way to go against Struth in his Super Conqueror. He puts a shot into the T-34 for just under 400, and that's the good thing about this tank. It only has 400 odd alpha damage on average, I think it is, yeah, 400, but the rate of fire is fantastic, and like a lot of British tanks, it's nice and accurate. Having said that, you watch, he'll miss a shot now after I've said that. Looking for the cupola on the T-34, doesn't want to hit the gun, takes him for another 413 hit points. A lot of map pinging going on, and the T-54 lightweight clearly not too happy with what's happening in this game. They're not losing, it's 1-1. Struth's picked up the first kill. He's looking for that cupola again, and look how accurate that gun is. It's not too bad at all. Bounces a shot from the T-49 for 240. That tells me the T-49 not running the dirt gun. And he picks up his second kill, gets rid of the T-34. That's a tier 8 American heavy tank, a very premium heavy tank. Gets immobilised again, but he uses his repair kit to unstun his crew, and he wants to get this gun working to chip away at these enemy tanks. Just missed the opportunity there to kill the T-49. He's blocked 2,310, but he's just getting warmed up here, looking for more shots. That shot not really angled too well, not really aimed too well, I should say. 3-2's the score. Still plenty of enemy tanks here. This E50, and I reckon Struth's just worked it out, this E50 is the one they need to chip away at. This is the one they need to get rid of. It's only a tier 9, but it is a pretty heavily armoured for a medium tank. The E50 was a favourite tank of mine for a while until I unlocked the E50M, and it is you can bounce shots all day long in that thing. And with that big, beautiful British gun, he should be able to chip away at that E50. Instead, he decides to put a shot into the Pershing. Now, I reckon if he's going to be shooting at these tier 8s, he probably needs to switch to standard ammunition instead of premium, because he's only got 2 premium shells left. He might need them against something a little bit more heavily armoured, such as the E100 if he comes up against him, even though the E100 is currently on the other side of the map. That's Struthy's third kill, getting rid of the Pershing. He'll be fancying himself here. He's still on 1566 hit points. They're winning 7-5. That T-54 lightweight's he's quietened down a little bit now, hasn't he? After he bagged the shit out of all the heavy tanks on his team. Not really sure. Maybe the heavy tanks got taken out over here. The Mouse, the WZ111-4, and the two T-34s. They're the tanks that are dead on Struth's team. Clearly, they died over in the east. The people in the west not really dying too badly. Struth on 4 kills now. 10-5 is the score as he gets rid of the T-49. 10-6 now as the Object 140 goes down. That's one of the tier 10s. Of course, with the new matchmaker, only 3 tier 10s on each side in a game like this. Plenty of tier 8 cannon fodder on both teams. But the T-54 lightweight is still running around. Is still doing okay on the other side of the map. Is back there with the T-49, trying to keep vision on the T-10 and the STB, I guess. Unfortunately, the T-10 goes down to the T110E5. Still 2 tier 10s left on the enemy side. Struth is the only tier 10 left on his team. The Mouse is saying GG. I hope he doesn't mean that he thinks they're going to lose this one. Often you see people say GG in the chat when they think they're going to lose. Who knows? You do get a little bit of a few interesting comments in games like this. But my old mate Struth from 1AR, he's on 4 kills, 3,500 damage done. Misses that shot towards the UDES. That UDES will be feeling a little bit nervous. The MKR, the Korean pattern, moving forward to get vision on the UDES, and I think Struth's thinking I might just help this bloke get rid of the UDES. It's only a tier 8 tank destroyer, but it's a tank from this angle that will be out of the game if we can kill him. Looking for that red outline on the Swedish tank destroyer, moving forward, going towards this rock just in case he starts getting shot at from the middle. But you'd think the Emil and the MKR would have the STB covered. The STB not on very high health. The T110E5 on the enemy team coming around through the city. You can see the UDES just copped a shot for 400 odd hit points. The Emil kills the STB1, and that just leaves the T110E5 on the enemy team. Did this shot land? No, I didn't think it would. But Struthy's still having a good game. 3,500 damage, 2,310 blocked, 1,476 assisted damage. So he's certainly leading the charge. Just 2 enemy tanks left. It's the T110E5 and the STI at tier 9, the Russian heavy. That big American heavy picked up the kill on the M4A1 Revolorici tank. That's a premium French medium tank. Struth running in to try and help him. He knows it'll probably take him 2 shots to get rid of the E5. Unfortunately, he doesn't get there quite quick enough. Not Struth's fault. He's not in a light. It's going to take a little bit of time to get there. He is in a heavy tank. The M46KR goes down to the T110E5. He's having a good game too. He's on 3 kills. But here we go. Puts 1 shot into the T110E5. Does the right thing. Goes forward to get as close as he can to make it as hard as possible for the T110E5 to penetrate him. Cops the shot from the STI and friendly artillery. Nice one, friendly artillery. Puts another shot into the STI, cops some more. He's down to 423 hit points. I reckon Struth's got this guy covered here. This could be it for the top gun. It is. It's the top gun for the old mate Struth from 1AR. Good game, says the T55 lightweight. It's the same guy who was bagging anyone who would listen not too long ago, and it's a victory on Fisherman's Bay. Unlucky not to get an ace tanker, my old mate Struth, for that one. It was a first class. I reckon if he had landed a couple more shots in that early part of the game when he was fighting against those tanks that were hulled down, he might have turned that one into an ace. A spotter medal, Hand of God, Jeweler's Fire for Effect, Steel Wall, High Caliber, Top Gun, Yule Beauty, tops the score charts, 4,869 hit points of damage, 6 kills, 1222 base experience. 1222 often is enough for an ace, but I think with the amount of people playing the Super Conqueror the last month or so since it's been introduced, it probably makes it a little bit harder to ace. 4,869 hit points of damage. A few passengers on both teams. 6 kills for the top gun. Cost him nearly 50,000 credits because it was all APCR rounds at the start. He fired 25 shots, 16 hit, 14 went through. So when he was hitting him, he was certainly shooting at the right spots, but there was 9 shots that went a little bit wayward, and I reckon if he had landed a couple more of them, that would have certainly been an ace tanker. 2310 blocked. That shows how good the turret is in the Super Conqueror, as well as 1,500 assisted damage. It's certainly a pretty good game, and not a bad carry from the old mate Struth in 1AR. Here we go, on to game number 3 of this 4-game extravaganza, featuring some tier 10 heavy tanks. This is my old mate Beau B, Beau B from Life Clan. Beau B, he's got a YouTube channel. There'll be a link down the bottom in the comments below. Now, I must say, when he sent me this replay, I was on a mission to block and do and receive 14,000 hit points. The final mission for the object, 260. And I tell you what, I was slowly getting frustrated, and when I saw the results of this game, I was like, oh, it wasn't even on the mission and he got it. But anyway, without giving too much away, Beau B from Life is in the T110E5. T110E5 is the American heavy tank, 400 alpha damage, 258 pen with standard, 340 with Hesh. Not going to have any problems penetrating the Sheridan with his first shot. He's already blocked 780 damage. He's done 341 in that first shot in the Sheridan, and he's gonna get another shot into that Sheridan and really make that Sheridan regret spotting that eastern magical forest, people like to call this part of the map, on Webcam. He's on a mission to do 3,000 damage and cap or reset cap. I'm not sure if he's going to get that in this one. This one's all about being an absolute legend in the T110E5. Look at these ridgelines. This is what the T110E5 does well. Rides ridgelines, got great gun depression. Can really get hull down and bounce shit off your turret all day long if you get into, once you find that position, that sweet spot. Doesn't quite aim towards the FE4202. That's a premium British Tier 8 medium tank. Doesn't quite aim properly, so he's going to go back and aim properly. No, he didn't aim properly that time either. Anyway, he's up to 1159 damage. 780 blocked, 750 assisted. Right up at the front lines here. Why wouldn't you be in a Tier 10? Tier 10 game. Tier 10 tank in a game with so many Tier 8s. Now that FV4202, he really should buy a Tats Lotto ticket after this battle. He's bounced a few shots from Beau B. To be fair, Beau B's blocked a few shots from him as well. That's a little bit better. Now, if I was that FV driver, I would certainly be buying a Tats Lotto ticket and also getting the hell out of this position. Beau B looking at the lower plate of the E100. Penetrates it with his heat round quite comfortably. Looking around, there's lots of tanks around here. Wants to be careful that he doesn't get flanked. Puts another shot into the FV. Wants to take him down to a one shot. Just get rid of some of these tanks. It looks like he is in a little bit of danger of being flanked. Shoots at E100 again. He does have to continue to chip away in that big German heavy tank because he does carry, or did carry, 2,700 hit points at the start of the game. We'll just get rid of that annoying FV. He'll be off to the newsagent now to buy a Tats Lotto ticket. He's certainly probably lasted a little bit longer than he should have, to be fair. Unfortunately, the Carnarvon goes down, which brings the score back to 2-2. Shot into the back of the Bat Chat. That'll certainly make the Bat Chat reconsider what he does. Bounces the E100 for 750 hit points. He's already up to 2,500 damage blocked, 3,357 damage done, plus some assisted damage. Continues to stay in a very good hold down position. Wait for that gun to reload. Looking towards a T30, but the Emil picks up the kill. Continue to look around. That sounds like the E100 just fired, so he doesn't need to worry about the E100. Bounces the Edelweiss. Oh, look. Yeah, it happens, I guess. It happens. T10, thank you very much for another 442 damage. Brings his damage count up to 3,800. 2,500 damage blocked, 1,139 assisted damage. Fixes his crew because artillery did just stun him and he wants to reload as quick as he can. Shoots and misses the E100. Back to heat rounds now. Clearly going to start focusing on that big German heavy tank. That and maybe the Type 4 would be another tank that you would possibly want to use heat rounds on. Or the kill shot on the Sheridan. Bounces another 730 damage there from the Scorpion G, camping at the back as well as the Edelweiss. Back to standard rounds now. Clearly got one eye on his ammunition count. He's only got 7 heat rounds left. Bounces the Scorpion G again. Brings his blocked damage up to nearly 4,000 as he looks towards the E100. This one wants to go through. It does for another 443 hit points. Aiming slightly towards the Edelweiss, maybe just to try and scare him off. But artillery puts a shot into the E100. Enemy artillery hits Beau B indirectly. He didn't lose too much health. Looking around, looking at the turret of the German heavy tank. He's doing a great job chipping away at the E100. He's got him down to, what's that, 300 hit points now. One more shot should be enough to get rid of the E100, and that, I reckon that's the danger tank in this situation. Always good to get rid of an enemy tier 10 tank when there's only 3 of them in a game. Anyway, Beau B having an absolute ripper. He's on 3 kills, 6,000 damage done, 4,640 damage blocked. That Scorpion G will certainly be frustrated. I don't think he's penned a shot yet on Beau B. Good on him for not giving up. Bounces the T10, bounces the Scorpion G again. Artillery lands on the T10, gives him a little bit more spotting damage. Where's the T10? That'll go through for 377 hit points. Bounces the Edelweiss again. Will there be another Scorpion G shot coming his way? I reckon it might. You still can't see the Scorpion G. There's a Scorpion G. Bounces another 490. Bounces the T10 again. 6,740 damage blocked. 6,500 damage done. Artillery does the job. Gets rid of the Tier 9 Russian heavy tank. And there's that Edelweiss. Track seat the shot from the Edelweiss. Bounces the Scorpion G yet again. Pings for help is saying, I'm going now. I know there's just a Scorpion G and an Edelweiss down here, and we need to get closer so we can see these bad boys. AMX 13105 possibly on the reload, sitting there in a very good spotting position, especially early game. But at the moment he's not lighting anything up, so hopefully that AMX 13105 is just waiting for his gun to reload, and he's going to help out soon. Aims towards the Scorpion G. He certainly felt that one. Got a follow-up shot from the TVPT5051, who's backing up Beau B very, very nicely. He's on 3 kills, 6,811 damage, 7,230 damage blocked, as well as nearly 1,500 assisted damage. He's not slowing down now, heading straight towards where those last tanks were last spotted. Pretty clear that they're all in the northwest corner of Miravanka. The Emil one's on the reload, but I reckon by the time he reloads, some tanks will be lit up very nicely for him. There's the Bulldog. There you go for kill number 4. Beau B from Live Clan. Unfortunately, the Scorpion G went down to the Bat Chat. And there's the Bat Chat just been spotted. Over there at B1, unfortunately doesn't penetrate the caravan. It continues to go forward. Something else just got littered there, the Bat Chat, but disappeared again pretty quickly. The Edelweiss was last spotted not far from the base. T30 goes down to that Edelweiss. There's the Edelweiss. He bounces him again. Jeez, it's... I must admit, it was a tank I did enjoy playing when I was testing it, but it's still one of those cartoon tanks which could be arguably a little bit overpowered. If the Edelweiss can reliably bounce T110E5, then it certainly might be a little bit overpowered. Puts another shot into the Carnarvon. The Bat Chat shoots him for 335. That's the first time he's taken damage for some time, and the Edelweiss's luck clearly just run out, and Beau B picks up his 5th kill. He's one shot away from a top gun, shoots towards the, that was the T32, but he goes unspotted. And look, I reckon I'd be yellowing that Bat Chat trying to pick up the top gun. Unfortunately, the Bat Chat, not unfortunately, the Bat Chat goes down to the mouse gun at tier 9. 2 enemy tanks left. Beau B on a top gun here. The T32 could be it. No, it won't. One more kill required for the top gun. Nearly 8,000 damage done. Over 8,000 damage block. Just misses out on the top gun as the Emil. Seagull's the kill on the Tiger P, but in the end, a good win. 15-6 on Miravanka. Let's have a quick look at the result. Beau B from Life Clan in the T110E5, the Tier 10 American heavy tank. It's an absolute ripper, this tank. An Ace Tanker Mastery Badge, Hand of God, Duelist Fighter, Fire for Effect, Shell-proof, Cool-headed, Confederate for shooting more enemy tanks than anybody else, the Steel Wall, High Caliber for doing a shitload of damage. Had plenty to do with the destruction of all those tanks. Unlucky not to have a top gun in there, but still, and it was when I was starting to get frustrated with my final mission for the Object 260 that Beau B sent me this, and I'm just going, fucking hell, how do you get it? And I can't. Anyway, it was pretty good, but the next day I got it, so I was pretty happy, and I actually messaged him saying, awesome job. 8,180 damage blocked, 8,389 damage done, nearly 2,000 assisted damage. He made a little bit of coin there, even though he was firing some premium, and he had an absolute ripper on Miravanka in the T110E5 as we move on to the 4th and final replay featuring some Tier 10 heavy tanks. This extravaganza of heavy tanks. It's Fisherman's Bay again, and this is crazib from Crown Clan in the 113. That's the original Chinese heavy tank. Of course, the new WZ115A has been out, and I've got some really good replays featuring that tank from a lot of people. It's a tank which looks absolutely awesome. I reckon I did buy it, but I don't think I've had a game in it yet. Not quite sure why. crazib's got the same camouflage on his tank that I've got on mine. That's one of the digital camouflages. I think it was for a Clan Wars campaign or a Clan Wars season some years ago now. Crazib in the 113. He's got high explosive anti-tank heat routes, premium ammunition loaded, 440 alpha, 340 penetration. Standard is 249 as he looks briefly towards that Object 704, but I think he's just gone behind the mount. He's platooned up with his old mate Wayne GL360. Wayne's in the IS-7, Tier 10 Russian heavy tank, and they're in one of those games where there's Tier 8s, 9s and 10s, so just 3 Tier 10s on each team. Similar to Struth, these replays going to the same place where Struth went in his Super Conqueror, and it looks like they're not going to stuff around. It's going to go straight for it rather than do what heavy tanks might traditionally do on this map and go for the town. You can see the PzKpfz, the IS-4, the low on the enemy team, all pushing the town, and I think that's where crazib and Wayne are probably saying, well, we should have the advantage on this side since those tier 10s have all been spotted over there in the east. The UDES goes down to very similar names. That guy who died and the guy who killed him, very similar names. I thought it was the same guy for some reason, but there's a shot into the Waffenträger Alf Panzer IV, takes him down. Now he's down to less than half health. crazib in a very good position here on Fisherman's Bay. Quite easy to get hull down here, and of course the 113 might not be the most heavily armoured tank in the world, but it is quite rounded. It can often bounce shots because of that beautiful round turret, and the turret of course being not too big, and of course, like I said, well rounded, so you can reliably bounce shots occasionally. Misses the shot into the WZ111-4. He's already picked up 1751 damage, and that'll go through. You won't miss that shot. Bounces the shot from the AT-15 and the 30B. Artillery does take him for 333 hit points. Now that'll do. That'll be a kill. There's his first kill of the game. 4-3 is the score. Wayne is getting absolutely pummeled though. Probably overextended just a little bit. He's trying to help his platoon mate, but unfortunately Wayne GL360 went down as those tanks just swarmed him. There are some low health tanks there though. That WZ on 351. The AT7, you would think that crazib would be able to reliably bounce him, but all of a sudden when it looked like that they would have had the advantage up here, clearly I was wrong, but crazib probably thinking what I was thinking. Not many down here, so they've gone for the push. He needs to stay alive here though, is the man who's going to win this if at all possible. Doesn't quite land that shot. Now remember that WZ on 351 hit points. The alpha of this gun is 440, so he should be able to reliably one-shot him should he be given an opportunity. Cops a shot from the T32 in the side, shoots the AT-15. Cops another shot from that 30B. Now that 30B is pretty quick. Doesn't really want to try to chase the French medium tank. It's not certainly not the slowest tank in the game. And crazib bounces him for 390 damage block. He's already done nearly 4,000. His team's down by 2 though, so he's going to have to do something. Puts a shot into the T32. The object 140 cleans up the kill. And he wants to try and get rid of some of these tanks that are low health. That WZ111-4, in my opinion, shouldn't have had the opportunity to take that shot. He's been on low health for quite some time. The AMX-30 proving to be a little bit challenging to hit for crazib. Puts a shot into the AMX-30, rams him for another 213. Hopefully the object will get rid of the WZ. He does. Puts another shot into the AMX-30B, and very, very good teamwork though. Unfortunately the AMX picked up the kill, but that's okay, because crazib picks up his second kill, brings his team back out into the lead, 8-7. He's done 5,769 damage, 1,500 damage block, a little bit of assisted as well. Now he needs to start moving up, try to find where these last tanks are. The low goes down to the pattern sniping back here, where the tank destroyers might normally be. To be fair, he might be on low health, he's just out of vision, and I think that pattern was playing around in the centre before he retreated, probably to save his load in life, which is probably the right thing to do. 9-7 the score. crazib from Crown. Don't forget to check him out on Twitch. There will be a link in the description below, along with the Flying Elite and Beau B's links. 9-7 to score. Looks like he might be going back now. 9-7 to score. 5,769 damage done. 1,500 damage block. 659 assisted damage. The low just goes down to the IS-4, so somebody's clearly spiraling. The IS-4 really is coming to play now. Looks like the IS-4 and the VK45-028 tier 8 working together, trying to say, right out, this crazib guy, he clearly knows what he's doing. Well, let's go get him. Crazib is all alone. No, I was wrong about the pattern. The pattern is still on full health. Pattern clearly deciding he's not the man to try and get vision on these enemy tanks. Maybe he's going to come and help crazib now. Now crazib knows that if he keeps running, he'll probably get spotted out in the open back here, so he's choosing to to stay in the front line. Use this rock for a little bit of cover. Now artillery has already indicated, well, there's 2 artilleries left on the enemy team. Well, they started with 2 and they've got 2. The IS-4 shoots. Crazy decides to make the most of it. Takes him down to 1112 hit points. He will be hoping that his artillery are looking his way. Cops 452 damage, gives him 446. Will he beat him on the reload? I reckon he will. Puts another shot in before he hides behind that rock. Takes the IS-4 down to a 1 shot. You'd think somebody else would have shot that IS-4 when he poked, surely. Luckily for crazib, his tracks ate the shot from the Russian heavy tank. They're only up by 1 tank now. Crazib really can't afford to take too much damage. He's looking for the kill shot. Looks like he just got distracted there. Luckily bounced a shot from the VK4502. The PzKpfz goes down to artillery, a very handy one to get rid of, as we've just seen from the Flying Elites replay. VK damages crazib, takes him down to 129, which is a 1 shot. Unfortunately, he bounced the VK, but luckily the VK couldn't kill him, and that sturdy old Chinese armour certainly did its job. Picks up his 4th kill in the end, even though his crew was stunned and he couldn't aim properly. He's left on 19 hit points. Will 19 hit points be enough? Let's hope it is. 12 10s are scored. What's left? 2 artilleries and that T-54. Now that Patton is clearly going hunting for artillery. He's done 8,101 hit points. Yeah, the Patton clearly, I don't know what he's thinking. Let's see how that Patton does. He has got 2 kills. Looks like the T-54 is trying to get rid of artillery as well as that ISU-152. Batchat artillery has done the right thing and moved down to E1, out of the way of that Tier 9 Russian medium tank. Sorry, I just saw something out my window. I think I know what it is. Somehow the T-54 is still alive. The T-54 kills the American artillery. Patton clearly didn't want to be part of that one. And crazib is only on 19 hit points, so a high explosive round will quite likely kill him, but that's okay. Crazib moves forward, puts a shot in, picks up his 5th kill. The Patton looks like he's going for artillery. Crazib continues to move, because you would think that M40 is probably more concerned about the Patton than crazib, but clearly you just heard that Russian artillery go off, the SU-14-2. 19 hit points remaining, 8,268 damage done, 2,140 damage blocked, 1371 assisted as he goes looking for his top gun. Looks like the Patton spotted both of those artilleries. Crazib not slowing down. He wants a top gun here. You'd imagine the Patton would have that M40 covered. He does. Just 1 artillery left. It's the SU-14-2. Looks like the SU-14-2 is starting to move towards the water. He's not going to, is he? I very much doubt Crazib's going to get this top gun. I think that Patton is a little bit more concerned about artillery. Unfortunately for those tanks that got cleaned up by the T-54, I don't think the Patton really did its job back at the base. But crazib from Crown certainly had an absolute ripper of a game. An Ace Tanker Mastery Badge. The Hand of God Medal, Bruiser, Duelist, Fired Up, 5 for effect, Spartan Medal for surviving on low health, the Steel Wall for getting all those shots bounce, and of course the high caliber. As I said earlier, not lucky enough to get a top gun, but he certainly did his job there. 8,268 damage, 5 kills, 1342 base experience. Well and truly carried. The Patton did okay with 2,620, but look, I think about half of that might have been, a lot of it sniped, and the rest of it would have been those 2 artillery, so maybe he was back there with the tank destroyers. Unfortunate for crazib's mate Wayne, got taken out pretty early in that aggressive push, which I think was the right thing to do, that push, but then again, in the end, there was more tanks there than they thought. He lost 80,000 credits in that one, because he did have Chinese food running for the bonus premium consumable. That cost him a bit of coin, and of course premium consumables and some premium ammunition would have contributed to that loss of credits, but all in all worth it for an Ace Tanker. 8,268 damage. Your beauty. So there you go. It's the extravaganza of Tier 10 heavy tanks featuring crazib, the Flying Elite, Struth, and Beau B. Don't forget to to check out the Twitch and YouTube channels. They'll all be listed below. Thank you very much for the replays, lads. Thanks for watching. Take care, and see you all next time.